All right, guys, two things. First, I'm gonna try to get through this video without getting all choked up, but so far, I haven't been able to, so we'll see. Second, I don't want this video to be depressing, and I don't want you to think that I'm over here being Debbie Downer or anything like that. But as I stand here, in my 54th year on the planet, I find myself kind of unable to shake the thought of my own mortality. And I know I'm not alone, and that's not unique to me. So listen, if anything I say in this video resonates with you, I want you to leave a comment and let me know your thoughts. So I've been doing a lot of self-reflection lately on, I guess, the journey that I've taken, the milestones that I've reached, and the person that I've become. I would say the years have been pretty kind to me, and I'm fortunate, at least right now, to maintain pretty good health, a very active social life, and a good amount of self-confidence. But with that said, there's this sort of undeniable and at certain times unsettling realization that keeps popping into my head. And that's the realization that I've lived more time than what I have left. And I've talked about that topic a bunch of times before on this channel, and while I understand it's not only me, but that feeling still carries a lot of weight that can sometimes be pretty depressing. So today, I want to chat a little bit, because I think it's important to talk about it, about growing older and coming to terms with the inevitable. Age has this really interesting way of creeping up on us, right? Because when we were kids, age barely even registered in our thoughts because it was just so far away. And as teenagers and young adults, we thought that we were invincible and that somehow we were protected from the idea of mortality. We thought that guys that were in their 30s and 40s were a bunch of out-of-touch old men and didn't understand what it was like to be young. We thought we would live forever, and our dreams of our future selves were endless. And then at some point when we find ourselves in our 50s or beyond, we get smacked straight in the face with one undeniable truth, that we have lived more time than what we have left to live. And that realization can really mess with people because it forces us to confront our own mortality. And the reality is that the clock is no longer running forwards, right? It's running backwards, and it's kind of counting down the time that we have left. Now, please, let me just take a minute and say that some people just take this stuff a lot harder than other people. And if you're struggling with anything that's leading you down the wrong path that you don't want to be on, I would encourage you to talk to someone. Today's sponsor, BetterHelp, is the world's largest therapy service, and it's 100% online. With BetterHelp, you can tap into a network of over 30,000 licensed and experienced therapists who can help you with all sorts of things in your life that you might be dealing with or working through. It's really easy to sign up and get matched with a therapist. Now, there's going to be a special link down below in the description, and it's betterhelp.com/fashion. Clicking that link does help support this channel, but it also gets you 10% off your first month of BetterHelp so that you can connect with the therapist and see if it helps you. You just answer a couple of questions about your needs and your preferences. That way, BetterHelp can match you with the right therapist from their network. You can talk to your therapist however you feel comfortable, whether that's via text, chat, phone, or video, and you can message your therapist at any time and schedule live sessions when it's convenient for you. And because finding a therapist is a little bit like dating, if you don't really find that connection or that fit with that therapist, which is common in therapy, you can easily switch to a new therapist for free without having to stress about insurance or who is in your network or anything like that. So if you're struggling, please consider online therapy with BetterHelp. Just click the first link in the description or just visit betterhelp.com/fashion. The link is down below, and thank you, BetterHelp, for supporting my channel and for sponsoring today's video. Regret is a big, powerful emotion as we age because it sort of comes with the realization of the limits of time. And it's natural to look back on our lives and wonder about all the what ifs and if onlys. What if I would have pursued that passion? What if I would have started that business? If only I would have taken that chance. Every decision you have ever made led you to the place you are right now in your life. Regret can be an absolute bitch, and it can cast a really big shadow. It's important to realize, though, that regret isn't always negative, because if you flip it around, it can be motivation for change and growth. And like I always say, you are never too old and it's never too late to make a change in your life or start something new. It's never too late to pursue new passions or rekindle old dreams or fix broken relationships. And in fact, the awareness of our limited time can be a huge motivator to make the most of the time that we have left. The realization of limited time can be pretty depressing, but it also has the potential to inspire a shift in your perspective. Because as we come to terms with the fact that our remaining time is limited, we can start to reevaluate our priorities and focus on what truly matters to us. One of the most significant gifts that age gives us is the wisdom to appreciate the present moment fully. Because when we were kids, that perspective didn't even exist, right? We've learned to savor life's simple pleasures, right? The feel of the sun on our skin, time spent with loved ones, and those experiences that we'll never forget. We realize that happiness isn't found with possessions or status. It's found in the quality of our daily experiences. Another thing that comes with age is a deeper sense of gratitude for the opportunities and the experiences that we've had. We've come to be thankful and appreciate moments more than ever before. And one more thing about regret that I really want you guys to hear. Gratitude is the antidote of regret, because gratitude allows us to make peace with the past and embrace the present. All right, so I'm going to talk about self-confidence for a minute, then I'm going to get more into legacy and purpose. But if you made it this far, you are definitely one of the true legends. So please hit the like button to let me know that you're still here. All right, so let's face it. One of the biggest advantages of getting older is your development of self-confidence and self-esteem. Over the years, we've all had a lot of life experiences, both positive and negative, that shape our self-perception. We learn from our mistakes, we celebrate our successes, and we gain a deeper understanding of our own strengths and weaknesses. And as a result, we become more self-assured and more comfortable in our own skin, right? We care a lot less about what other people think of us, and we prioritize authenticity and self-acceptance. And that self-confidence should not go unnoticed, because it's a powerful asset that helps us get through those challenges and those uncertainties that come along with aging. So I had an epiphany recently, and if you watch my channel on a regular basis, you'll probably understand or recognize this. As we get older, we start looking for this deeper sense of meaning and purpose, right? Like, what gives my life significance and why am I even here? And one way to find that meaning is through giving back to others. Random acts of kindness and acts of service can give you this massive sense of fulfillment and purpose. And this is kind of where I had my realization. And I've talked about this in other videos about how I'm always trying to sort of do things for other people and do these sort of random acts of kindness for strangers. I've mentioned some of the anonymous stuff that I do, like picking up the check for random people in restaurants or sending bottles of wine to people when I'm out here in wine country. I don't do it for any type of thanks. And in fact, I usually always do it in a way that they don't even know who it was. And we've talked about this, and I've told some of those stories in other videos. And I guess it wasn't until really recently that I finally made the connection with those random acts of kindness with my feeling of wanting to find some sort of meaning and purpose in my life. And it finally hit me. That's why I do it. Now, you don't have to do what I do, because that does get a little expensive, but maybe it's volunteering or mentoring or simply being there for friends and family, because those actions connect us to something greater than ourselves and remind us of the positive impact that we can have on the whole world around us. Our mortality is a subject that most people would prefer to avoid talking about, but it's a reality that we just can't hide from. But instead of viewing mortality with fear, you have the option to face it with acceptance and grace. Fear is crippling, and it can keep you from moving forward and living your life. But acceptance allows you to embrace life more completely. It can encourage you to live with intention, to make amends where you need to make the most of the time you have left, and to prioritize what matters most to you. There's always the potential for growth, and it's up to you to find meaning and a new appreciation for the beauty of this life. And as I stand here, not knowing what tomorrow brings, I'm working on facing the future with gratitude for the years that I've had, and also a hope for a few more years that hopefully I still have in front of me. And with that, as always, my friends, thank you so much for watching. Live well, and I'll see you in the next one. I can't believe I got through that.